this is Priscilla.
This is Yessie.
And we welcome you to Nena's Hangout.
Woo!
Yes. Finally, we're here.
Yes, it's been 2 months in the works. And it's been a really rough journey, but we're here.
Yeah.
So, Prissy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Hi, beautiful people. I was born and raised in mi México lindo y querido. And I've been here in the U.S. for half of my life now. I work in marketing, and I'm a part-time college student.
Yes, that's my girl.
And what about you, Yessie? Tell us more about yourself.
Yes. Hello, nenas, nenes non-binary. I'm Yessie, she, her pronouns. I'm 25 years old, and I went to Bryn Mawr College in Philly. I'm currently working in finance, and I'm proudly a first-generation Latina.
Yeah.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about...
making friends as an adult.
Yes, which is very different from making friends as children.
Yeah, because I feel like those are your friends that you're stuck with, or like you kind of grew up with.
You're forced to be friends with them.
Yeah, exactly. Either they're they're the kids of your parents' like friends, and so you guys had to become friends. But we're here to talk about how to make friends as an adult, and not just any kind of friends, but real friends.
Yes,
true
high
friends.
value friends.
Mm-hmm. People that can inspire you to want to grow, to be better.
People that pour into you, you know?
And not just take.
Yeah. Before we dive into the topic, do you remember how we met?
I do. I do remember. The first time I saw you, Jessie, I literally thought, I was like, oh my god, I need to keep up with this girl. I did feel a little like competition, because I was like, just the way that you move and stuff, like it was just like, it was definitely something that I wanted to grow in and learn from you, that I was like, let me look at this girl is cool.
For our listeners, we're both dancers. We've been dancing for about, Latin dance, hip-hop, reggaeton for about a year. And then I've been dancing, and before that I was dancing bachata and salsa. So yeah, we're dance friends, and that's how we met. But we truly became friends because of Raúl Alejandro.
Yes.
Because
oh my
Papacito
gosh.
Raúl Alejandro.
He brought us together.
He really did. So we had a mutual friend. Her name is Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
And she randomly DM'd us, and she was like,
I know.
do you guys want to go to see Raúl Alejandro, but not to his concert?
No, the after party. I was like, what? How can you get us there? Like, I didn't know that he was having an after party, you know?
Right. And it was at this club Vivo in Dallas. So we're located in Dallas. And that night we all met at my place. Priscilla, she brought some buzz balls.
Yes, for everybody to get us in the mood and ready to party.
And then on our way there, we had this conversation about friends that did us dirty.
That just got us closer together, you know, because I feel like we both knew, like, oh, this is exactly what I don't want. Like, something just told me with you guys, like, oh, this is what I want.
Yes, it was like, it clicked really fast.
It really did.
It was effortless. And then when we went to see Raúl Alejandro and we were dancing together, I felt like there was no competition. Like, shine, girl. Like, if you want to be the queen of the dance floor, go ahead. You know, I'm going to be your hype girl. We were so close to Raúl Alejandro. Like, probably like we were 6 feet apart from Raúl Alejandro.
And we only paid $40. Well, some of you guys paid like $700.
Yes. That is so true.
But yeah, for me that night, I think that it felt like I had known you guys for a while.
Yeah.
Like, if we had been friends in high school or something, and this is something that we've been doing for a while. Like, you know, like going out or whatever. I didn't feel like you guys were my new friends.
Oh, yes. I felt the same way. I felt like, so I have 2 younger sisters. One is 22 and the other one is 16. And I felt like these girls were my sisters, like, right away. And it's very unusual, because I feel like within friend groups, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of negativity, especially when it comes to women. But before that, how do you define a good friend?
I tend to be attracted to, like, people that are open-minded, loyal. I think a good friend to me is somebody that can make me feel accepted, and someone that I can laugh with in 1 second and the next maybe cry, you know?
Yes.
And I feel like when I look at my good friends, I feel inspired by them, you know? So I think that's what a good friend is to me.
No, I 100% agree with you, especially the inspiration part. I don't want to be the mom to my friends, you know? Like, no.
Yeah.
I want to be with people who are my equal or who are above me, and that I can learn from. A good friend is someone that provides the safe space for me to be vulnerable. It has taken a while for me to be vulnerable with people. And then another thing that I didn't realize was important was when a friend celebrates your successes and achievements. There's a lot of envy. There's a lot of people that really say they want the best for you, but don't mean it, you know?
Or don't do better than me.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm happy for you, but I'm still above you.
Like, I want you to do great, just not better than me, you know?
Yes. So, yeah. What type of friend do you think you are?
That's so funny. I was going to ask you the same question. You got the words out of my mouth.
Ooh.
I think that I can be the therapist, which is very nice. It makes me feel very, like, good that, like, my friends feel like they can trust me and, you know, tell me about their problems. I like making them feel heard and seen. I think that for sure you are the fashionista of the group, or definitely like the big sister. You are more of a mom than not but in a good way.
Yes,
like she's so caring
it's
and nurturing.
Mom, it's more like big sister, you know, big sister energy. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like I'm also the organizer. You know, I create the group chat.
Yes, organizer.
Yes, if we go somewhere, I'm like, okay, who, what, when, where, why, what are we wearing? Like, tell me everything. I need to know all the details. And so
she has a PowerPoint of like what we're gonna do and stuff.
Yes, a PowerPoint, an Excel, everything, right? It has to be super organized. But yeah, I think that's the type of friend that I am. I also feel like I love too hard. Like, I want to love everyone. I'm learning now that I'm 25. I know it took me a while, that not everyone deserves my energy and deserves my love.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to, like, protect that, because not everybody needs to have access to those parts of me.
Not everybody, like, should have the honor to be in your life and to like for you to share your energy and like who you are as a person.
Porque a veces no les vale más.
No, literally.
No les importa.
Ni más.
Yes. This is a bilingual podcast, by the way. Yes.
Spanglish sometimes. Now I have a question. What qualities do you look for in a friend?
Someone that makes me feel like home.
Oh. And what does home feel like?
Home feels like a warm hug.
Oh,
it smells like chilaquiles in the morning. It's a warm cup of, I don't know,
chocolate abuelita. Oh my goodness, yes.
That's the feeling that I look for when it comes to making friends and also relationships, romantic relationships. You know, someone that makes me feel like, okay, like you don't have to pretend. I think home is a place where you can be 100% vulnerable. It's a place that is very, like, intimate for people. But yeah, that's what I look for in a friend. ¿Y tú?
Like I said, I think, like, the qualities that attract me the most are honesty, because I love honesty. Like, if you can be brutally honest with me, I would rather that. Like, I would rather you tell me you look fat in that dress.
I know.
Than like letting me go out in that dress. And obviously you don't have to use those words, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely, like, I appreciate honesty. I appreciate loyalty. For my friends, like, I think that almost all of my friends are like angels. They're empathetic, they're nice, they're kind to people, they understand the value that we have as human beings, and you guys are not entitled. And I feel like, you know, I don't want somebody that's like, that's not kind. Somebody that's rude, it's a turn off for me. Like, girl or boy, like, no. And I would say intelligence of any kind, not just IQ, but emotionally intelligence.
Yes.
Or emotional intelligence. I mean, socially intelligence, like socially smart. And loving, for sure.
Yes.
I love love.
We love love here. Okay.
What would you say are the differences, or like, yeah, what is the difference between a long distance friend, or like, I guess someone that you've been friends with for a long time, and your new friends? Do you think like that there's any
differences?
What's the difference? Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good question. As we are adulting, right? We're in our mid-20s, you know, early 20s, and as we make different decisions, like, the friends that we had previously may not align with the new person that we are today. Entonces, I feel like that's the difference, right? Childhood friends, you can outgrow them. New friends, now that you have the freedom of like adulthood, you get to choose who you want to hang out with. You get to choose the type of people that you want to be like
associated
with. And so I think that's the difference. And it's hard to make friends, especially as an adult, you know, because a lot of people stick with their childhood friends even when they outgrow them.
Yeah, I feel that, because I mean, me personally, since I've been in the US for a while, like, a lot of my friends that are here and that I went to school with, you know, the friendships are 8+ years, and I love them so deeply, so much. But I used to think that if I wasn't friends with them, I wasn't gonna have any other friends. I thought that like they were my only true friends, because new friends, like, you haven't known them, you don't have all this history with them. Yeah. So what makes you think that you can trust this like new friend? That's how I used to see it. But after I started to put myself out there more, because I used to think that I didn't need any new friends, you know. I used to think, I was like, no, I have my childhood friends, I don't need anybody else, you know, I'm good.
Yes.
But that wasn't it at all, you know. Like, I would get bored, and I don't mean that anyway to like for my childhood friends, but I just mean that like
you were going this way,
and they were going that way, and then someone was going like this way, and which is absolutely fine. But like, yes, like I love new friends. I love my new friends and my new like friend group, because I feel like it's a new vibe. I was able to discover a new version of myself because of these people. And I do think that like, yes, it's making friends, it's hard and it can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be, you know. I feel like, me personally, like, something that changed from the past and to making new friends is like, once I lost a really good friend, I thought that it was stupid to lose that friend. And I was like, I don't deserve this. I was like, I am worth having these really nice friends, and I like, this is what I want, you know. Like, and it's
a community that uplifts you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that is not gonna drag you down.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
That's gonna add value to your life.
Yes, I agree. And new friends can do that, you know, especially because, like you said, you're being more intentional with what you want. And I think that a tip that I'm gonna give you is, if you're trying to grow in one way, if you're trying to being kinder, or being, I don't know, a better dancer, or a better whatever you want to, whichever area you want to grow in, those are the type of friends that you want to have in your life. You know, because I feel like with you, at least me, I was trying to be more extra with like my outfits or like with what I was doing. I wanted to do more. I didn't want to just do what I needed to do, and I feel like you taught me that. So I wanted to be closer to you for that, to like quitarte un poquito, no quitarte un poquito, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
to have that
To
from
share,
you.
yeah,
Yes.
to get inspired by
Yes,
one another,
exactly.
you know, and that could also be career wise. If you want to have, if you want to make moves in your career, surround yourself by people who are already making those moves. It's great, it's amazing to preserve those childhood friends because, yeah, history has weight.
Yeah.
But also, if you're growing one way, then it's also okay to make new friends. And even though it can be intimidating, it's gonna be fulfilling in the long run. It's gonna be worth it. You just have to put yourself out there. Talking about putting ourselves out there, like, how do we make friends as an adult? You know, this is the whole point of the podcast. Like, how do we make friends? Do you have any tips? Like,
Yes. Well, I just gave one.
yes,
You should give another one.
Okay, yes. I think you have to figure out your interests, right? Do you like knitting? Do you like dancing? Do you like modeling? Or you want to get into photography? Do you want to do volunteering work? Do you want to join a book club? And once you find those interests, then you join communities based off of those interests. So for me, it started with dancing. Now I'm doing more. I mean, I'm being more career intentional, and then also more artistically intentional. Right? I want friends who push my boundaries as an artist. Because I also do a little bit of content creation and poetry. So I want people that inspire me in those areas, and people that inspire me in community service and civic engagement. I think that giving back to the community is something that matters a lot to me. So I recently made a new friend, a new friend group, we're called the Community Girlies. 2 of them are social workers. You know, the other 2 are not doing that type of work, but they are also interested in giving back to the community. I met them and I was like, oh my gosh, I love these girls. And I'm so excited to continue our journey as friends, you know. And we have this in common. We want to help other communities, marginalized communities in the Dallas area. So I think that's one tip that the biggest thing that I can give you is figure out what your interests are. It doesn't have to be that deep. It can be freaking board games.
Yeah, you can start with something small or something that like already, you know what? You can start at the gym, you know, you can start anywhere literally. And a tip that I would give you is just to smile, you know, like be friendly, look approachable. Like, do you really think that someone's going to want to get closer to you with a resting bitch face? No. You know? Like, smile, be like, oh, like that girl looks nice, like she looks cool, like she has a nice outfit. If I'm passing by, like, smile at her and
compliment each other.
Exactly. Like, hey, I like your biker shorts, like where'd you get them, or something like that, you know. And again, it doesn't have to be at the gym. It has like anywhere else that you want an interest, something that interests you. If you see somebody that you're like, I would want to be friends with that person, smile. Just a simple smile, a compliment.
Yes. And with that, this is the finance in me coming out. But
Yes.
There's a market for everything, right?
Yeah.
I think, yes, there is a market to making new friends, but not everyone is going to be open to making new friends. So don't take it personal. It's not you.
That's a good one.
It's not you. Don't take it personal. You're amazing. You're great. You have things to bring to the table. Fuck. Sometimes you bring the whole entire fucking table. Don't take it personal when people don't want to be friends with you. They probably already have their own issues, their own friends, you know, they're probably okay in their life.
You probably caught them in a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. So just keep trying.
Yeah.
And then you'll eventually make those friends. And then I think another thing is online communities.
Yeah. What do you mean, like Facebook groups, like Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, like now we have those Instagram
Yeah.
groups, and then
That's a good one too.
yes, you can make online friends, and then eventually you can be like, okay, is anyone from Texas? And then is anyone from Dallas?
Yeah.
And then you guys can just meet up for coffee one day. And I think that's so beautiful. And now we have like these global international communities, and then you can find friends anywhere. So if that makes it easier, then go for it. And I have anxiety, sometimes my anxiety gets to a debilitating point where I really can't do anything. And so making friends can sometimes be hard and such a struggle. So you take charge of your own narrative. And I was like, no, I'm new in Dallas. I don't know a single soul. I'm going to put myself out there, even if it like scares me so much. Even if I can I can't even do the choreo. Even if I can't dance, I am going to put myself out there because I want a community. I want to be part of this community. And yeah, it worked out. Of course, at the beginning, you're going to meet people who maybe don't align with your values, or maybe you'll be like, okay, I want to be friends with you, and then they turn out to be shitty people.
And that's fine too, like obviously be kind if you're gonna drop people, if you're gonna but I think being kind definitely has a lot, like even if you're not looking for like to make new friends and you're just somewhere that has like that interest that you like, being kind to people is just gonna attract them to you. And even just a smile, if you don't feel like talking to somebody like that same day, let's say that you're gonna go to your interest, like that your favorite hobby, whatever, and that first day you don't feel like making a friend, you didn't make a new friend, you can try the next day and smile, and the next day, and I promise you somebody will approach you, because we didn't start talking the first day that we saw each other.
It took some time.
It did. I think it was like after a few classes that I was like, okay, she's going to the same instructors that I do, or like at least two of them.
Yes.
And then we started talking.
Little by little. It takes time, nothing grows overnight. It takes patience, it takes care, and it takes love.
Nothing worth it grows overnight.
Yes, exactly. So just take lead and initiative. Ask that person out to coffee or to practice outside class or whatever it is, and step out of your comfort zone. Little by little, it's gonna work out in the end.
Yeah, you're gonna thank yourself that you did, because we grow when we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. It's in one way or another.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, Prissy, how do you deal with your long distance friendships? I know that it's hard to keep being a good friend to those friends that are maybe not in the same city as you. Like, how do you keep those friends?
Well, I have one of my best friends in Spain. So we're in different time zones. There's an ocean in between us. And something that we do actually is on Snapchat, we send each other "get ready with me." So cute. If I'm getting ready for a date or to go out just with my friends or something, that's when I'll pull out my phone, be recording as if I was doing a video or something, and then just being like, okay, girl, so let me tell you like what's been happening in my life, da, 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 da. And it's the same with her. Like, we obviously give each other like weeks to answer, because when we send each other or get readies with me, it's not like, just 2 minutes. It's a while. So we give each other like between 3 weeks to answer to everything. And yeah, that's one thing. Like, obviously checking up on each other. Something that like I've noticed that helps me is like whenever I'm feeling some type of way, like if I'm feeling sad or something, I try to reach out to my friends and be like, are you having a good day? Like, how can I pray for you? How can I make your day better?
I love when she does that.
Thank you. Because if I know that me feeling a negative way is just kind of a realization that you could be feeling that way, or Ashley, but you guys don't have the courage to tell anything or tell me anything, ask for help. So that's what I like to do.
Creating a group chat, sending each other memes. Right now, social media makes it so easy to stay connected.
I think you should ask yourself, do you want to keep that friend or no?
That is the question. That is the question.
Because if you're not trying to put in the effort, if that feels too much for you, that's fine. But, that just tells you like, if this person doesn't put in that effort that you're not putting in, don't be surprised.
Yes. And I think that if you do want to keep those friends, I think those friends know that you have a life in whatever city you're in, you know? And I think they acknowledge that we're adults and that shit happens and that
life is crazy.
Yes, it takes so many turns, you know. You can get a flat tire one day. It's just like
a flat tire one day.
You can, you know, a lot of things can happen in our lives, and I think those people who want to keep that friendship going, and they're long distance, they will understand that. They will understand that, you know, like, it's nothing personal. It's life. Life is lifing.
Yeah, not everything's about you.
Yeah, not everything's about you.
Yeah, and I say that with love, because I tell that to myself too. Like, whenever I'm like, oh my god, why aren't they answering? Like, are they mad at me or something? I'm like, not everything's about me, dude. Like, maybe they're going through something. Maybe there's something happening.
Right. Maybe they're tired.
Yeah.
You know, they're still learning how to, like, adult as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, deal with life. It's hard.
Yeah, and I think that at the end of the day, and like my biggest advice to you is make sure that you can see your worth. Like, before you want to make friends with anybody, like, can you be a friend? Like, would you want to be a friend with you? Like, with yourself? If the answer is no, how, like, what makes you think that other people would want to be friends with you?
Yes, the work starts with you.
Yeah.
At an individual level. If you're insecure, you're going to attract insecureness. If you are mean to yourself, you're going to attract people who are mean to you.
Yeah.
So just do the work. Go to therapy. We are strong advocates of therapy.
Yes.
Therapy is awesome.
You don't have to, there doesn't have to be something wrong for you to get a therapy.
Yes.
Either.
And it doesn't have to be conventional therapy.
Yeah.
It could be headspace. It could be meditation. It could take so many forms.
Yes.
It could be journaling, you know. It could be listening to podcasts like this one.
Yes. This one, that's a good one.
to start thinking about those questions. Okay, what are the things that I need to work on? No one's fucking perfect. No one has life figured out.
No, I don't have life figured out.
Even when you're 50, I don't think you'll. Even when you're 60, 70, 80, like, no. You probably had a lot of experiences, but there's always something new to learn, something new to deconstruct in your mind. It's not also about learning, it's also about, like,
growth.
Deconstructing like the learned behavior, unlearning like our bad habits.
Yes, that's a really good one.
Gracias. Okay, talking about friends, do you think there's a difference when making friends with women and making friends with men? Do you think, like, between girls, is it easier? Do you think it's harder when you're trying to make friends with
a guy? Do
you think those guy friendships are 100% platonic? Like, ooh, like, ooh, like, tell me the tea, sis.
Not all male friendships are platonic, for sure. Just because with girls, I feel like I have to put in more effort in, because unfortunately, I have had my heart broken by girls more. And I don't know, like, for a long time I really wanted to have their approval, like girls' approval. Like, I really wanted to make sure that they didn't see me as a threat, and that I wanted to be their friend, you know. I didn't want to compete with them. Yeah, I feel like I really have to make sure that I'm putting that vibe out there, and that I'm trying my hardest to make sure that, like, girls can feel good with me. I don't know if I ever have put in a vibe that, like, didn't make them feel that way, but like I said, I've been treated badly by women before that, like, it made me feel that way. It made me feel like I have to try harder with girls.
Well, recently I had this conversation with someone, and he told me that women are evil. coming from a man, I'm like, okay, tell me more before I punch you in the face. No,
are you an angel? Did you ask him?
Exactly. No, but he told me, he said, imagine if you went to a party, you're wearing a dress, and then a girl is wearing the same dress. Like, more often than not, that girl is gonna be, like, looking you up and down. Like, she's gonna be, like, already, like,
okay, but see, already my first, like, whenever you told me that, my first thing was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, that's kind of cool. I didn't think, like, looking her up and down or something, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Not every girl thinks that way.
Yeah.
But there are some girls that like do. Like I know that I have, or maybe you could catch us in a bad day. That like you know, I'm feeling insecure today. She has the same dress and she looks better than me. Maybe I will look at you up and down.
Yes,
you know.
Yes, and I think we can be fake nice. So it makes it harder for us to distinguish which ones are the good ones. You know.
Yeah.
We can be like, oh my gosh, I love those shoes, and then be like, they're fucking hideous. You know, you've seen Mean Girls.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, exactly. So I think we are starting to shift a little bit, like the younger generations, Gen Zs, even some millennials. I think they are more about like women supporting each other, more sisterhood.
I agree.
Pero, you know, like it took us a while.
It did.
And
it took us long enough.
And we still have work to do when it comes to sisterhood and sorority and feeling like okay with one another and not in competition with other women.
You know what? We're talking a lot about like envy and stuff. What do you do as a friend to not feel envy for your guy friends or your girlfriends?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. You know, let's not do all negativity here. You know, let's keep it positive. I think it goes back to it starts with you. It starts with you. Like if you're feeling insecure, if you have work to do, if you don't love yourself, then everyone's gonna be a threat.
So you know
everything's gonna be like you're gonna take everything personal.
My brain is just like I'm like thinking. So do you think that when us as women, when we can be catty, is it because we're feeling insecure?
Yes.
Like you like
yes.
Wow, my mind mind blown.
It takes us a long time because society has taught us, you know,
to compete with one another.
That we're not beautiful enough. You know, we have all these like stupid standards, these beauty standards, you know. And if you're not skinny, if you don't have like the butt, if you don't have this, you know, then you're not worth it. But by telling yourself that you're worth it, then todo demás, like I don't care if you have a freaking Gucci bag or like, you know, I don't care if you're designer head to toe. Like I feel so cute in my like,
and what
non-designer,
exactly.
in my casual Shein or whatever, or thrifted outfit, you know. In my thrifted outfit. You're not gonna bring me down. We can both shine.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're the kind of friend that like she wants to help you shine, and like that, like you genuinely like
I'm not gonna let my girls look bad.
No. Like she has stressed me and our other really good friend Ashley like so many times, like countless times, and it's like that's one thing that genuinely amazed me about you. I was like, why is she being so nice? Like, why is she lending us her clothes? Like, her nice. Like, how come she doesn't care that, like, we, like, are gonna look great or something? You know what I mean? Yes, you really are the type of friend that, like, you've raised my standards when it comes to making friends, because you help me shine, and it makes me wanna like make you shine and like my other friends shine. Like I didn't know that I would want to do that. I've never watched somebody like physically want to make me like shine, and
it's because if you don't believe in your own shine and tu propio brillo,
worth and
like if you don't believe in it, that you have it, you're not gonna want to do that to other people, you know. If anything, you're gonna be like no, where's the fire extinguisher? We gotta put this fire out. I think you have raised my standards as well. I am the type of person that like loves and wants to give the world to people, but people don't want to reciprocate that, you know. And it's not when you offer to do things for me, you know, like the acts of service, or sometimes like pay for parking lot or whatever, or offer me to drive, or to drive me around, you know. It's not, it's those little things that like also like balances the friendships. Pero as women, we also have this responsibility to and uplift them even if we don't like them. I think that that's a tough one, and I'm still trying to like understand the boundaries of that, because society has been terrible when it comes to women. Even in this country, women are killed for saying no to men, for just being women.
You're not smiling.
Yeah, like what's wrong with you? Like,
yeah. Are you on your period?
Yes, yes.
Like, why do you have an attitude?
Yeah, so the point is not to, I want to say this in Spanish because that's how I learned it. The purpose is no hundir, sino crear espacios. So the translation is not to drown people, but to create space for people, you know?
I love that.
And I think that's the philosophy that I like a lot, because that's what I do for my girls. I make space for them. I bring them to the table with me. I share because I care. And also the people that I don't like that much, you know, like, girl, okay, here are some resources. Here, yes, I get my nails done here. Like, it's fine, you know, like it's okay, you know.
Yeah, but
it's good karma. It's good karma.
I think that just tells you like how good of a person you are in general, though.
But I'm learning boundaries. I am.
That's a really good one. Okay, what kind of boundaries are you putting in place with your friendships that maybe you didn't do before, and like that's why you're trying to do it right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Protecting my energy. 2 years ago, there was this one girl who we're no longer friends, but she kept having boy problems. Every single day we talked about boy problems, and I would give her advice and she wouldn't take it, you know, and I would give her advice and she wouldn't take it. And then she broke up with this guy, and then she went out with another guy, and it was the same story. And there was a point when I just gave up. It was like talking to a 5-year-old at that point. So realizing that if my friends don't take my opinion seriously and they don't want to help themselves, then I'm not gonna help them. It's time to move on. It's time to reassess the friendship at that point.
Yeah, because you know it can be draining if you're the type of friend that like keeps asking for help, keeps asking for opinions, and you're not gonna take any. You're not gonna take the help. You're not gonna, if you don't want to change anything about it, but you want things to change. I'm sorry, but you're insane.
Yes,
like, you know. That's just not gonna work.
So removing myself from those people has been so much better. What about you?
For me, like, one of the first ones that came to mind is like knowing learning to be okay with saying no. I used to think that like saying no to my friends, like oh, they're not gonna want to be my friends anymore, or they're not gonna invite me again if I say no.
Yeah.
But I feel like the older I've gotten, I'm like, I have so many other things to do, or I have other priorities, other things that I want to prioritize, like, that I don't feel like FOMO. I don't feel like I have to say yes, you know? So it took a while for sure, but I've gotten much better at being able to say no.
Because you can only do so much.
Yeah.
If you give yourself up to like all these people, what's left for you?
Exactly.
Nothing. Zero. So
nada.
You gotta protect that.
It took me long enough, but saying no for sure, it's a big one. And I feel like once you learn how to do that, like it just makes the friendship a lot easier. I promise you, they're not gonna stop being your friends if you say no. And if they do, why would you want those kind of people in your life?
Okay, so we've come to the end
already.
Yes. I think we definitely want to put ourselves out there because there's not enough Latina creators, first-gen Latina creators out there, and our stories matter.
Yes, they do. We've put in the effort.
Yes.
Be kind.
Yes. We're learning. This is our first time trying to put something of this magnitude out there. So
but I love it. I'm loving the process. I honestly have faith in us, in our intentions.
Yes.
And I feel like
the love that we pour into this.
Exactly. And I hope that you can feel our love from here. Like, you have no idea how much we've worked and want to work on this. So please let us know if there's some ideas specifically that you want to hear us about.
Yes. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
At nenas.hangout. But thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you so much for your time. That's so valuable. And thank you so much for wanting to hear us talk and hear what we have to say.
And remember, this is the sign. Put yourself out there. You can make friends. You are worth it.
Yes. You're valuable.
Yes, and people will love you. There's gonna be a community out there for you.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye.